So think of us as a resource for cutting through the bovine fecal matter and providing you the most accurate and actionable information that we possibly can.
Perfect fat loss or perfect weight loss. A program of 10 sets of 10 compound movements with 1 minute rest intervals at 70 to 80% of 1 rep max. And whereas I interpret that as a possible mistake by Jeff or a member of his production crew,
What's up guys, Enkiri here, and I realized recently there is a rift in the universe and there's only one way to fix it. See, our friend Kevin, the progenitor of Pure Bullfit, has sadly fallen victim to his very own designation. The man has officially become a parody of himself. His channel has become the very thing that it vowed to destroy. And I hate to see that. I hate to see him flounder on his principles like this. So I want to help him out today. I really do. See, the Pure Bullfit channel introduction video explicitly states that the aim of the Pure Bullfit channel is to, quote, cut through the bovine fecal matter in order to provide the fitness content consumer, that's you guys, with the most accurate information possible so that you aren't misled by con artists and snake oil salesmen who are just trying to sell you their bunk ass bullshit.
I started this channel because every single client that I've worked with over the last 6.5 years had been at some point prior confused or misled by the massive amount of misinformation out there. We have snake oil salesmen and con artists inundating us with a deluge of pseudoscience, incredible claims, and bunk-ass bullshit.
Now as we get up here touching sort of almost at 500 pounds, in the meantime, if you're looking for a program that tells you and shows you how to do this the right way, puts the science back in strength, allows me as a physical therapist to kind of harp on you when I need to, follow my program at Athlean-X.com and I'll show you how to make those progressive gains without letting the pain get in the way.
Oh, whoops, I don't know how that last part snuck in there, but anyway, that means that we are calling out the bullshit, baby. The tacit implication here, of course, being it doesn't matter who's spewing it. If it's bullshit and my name is Kevin, then we are calling it out. Cut through that bovine fecal matter all day, every day, because guess what, motivators? My name is Kevin, and that's my fucking job.
So think of us as a resource for cutting through the bovine fecal matter and providing you the most accurate and actionable information that we possibly can.
Or at least it used to be, until sadly Kevin fell victim to his own preconceived biases and pre-existing agenda, and he became the very thing that he had vowed to destroy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't get much more bovine fecal mattery than pretending that you can lift a weight that you can't actually lift, especially when you're one of the most prominent figures in the fitness industry and you sell expensive ass training programs that purport the idea of building functional strength and functional, lean, and athletic muscle. You're promising people one hell of a nice ass package there, but the problem is the foundation that that package has been built on is a lie, which is technically fraud. So in essence, Kevin is going out of his way here, twisting and turning and dodging and ducking and dipping and diving and playing mental gymnastics and logical twister to defend fraud. So that's tough when you've built your brand on the notion that Kevin has built his particular brand on. It's not really decimating the bovine fecal matter anymore so much as sticking up for it and defending it to your very last breath. But there is a silver lining to all of this, because I found a way for Kevin to potentially revive his credibility for one final chance. See, I noticed in that very same introduction video to his channel that Kevin directly asks for our help, and even for my help, if he begins to flounder on his stated principles and flounder on his mission. So I've taken it upon myself to help old Kevin out.
Now, I know that a lot of people say that only to eventually fall into the same traps of the very people that they deride. That's why I'm telling you now, we are counting on you to keep us headed in the right direction. We want to be the decimators of bullshit, not its disseminators.
See, we only really have one choice here, guys. We got to help him. He asked for our help explicitly. He's in need of our help now. So we are obligated to provide it and to push him back onto the righteous path that he initially set out onto.
We want to be the decimators of bullshit, not its disseminators.
And in the name of that, the only way to truly rectify this great rift in the universe, the only way for Kevin to truly make penance here and earn back his spot as a decimator of bullshit, rather than as a disseminator of it, is to once again adhere to his calling and do the very thing that his channel was founded upon, which is call out the bullshit. And in this case, our dear friend Kevin, the progenitor of Pure Bullfit, the cutter-througher of bovine fecal matter, the decimator of all things bunk-ass bullshit as it pertains to fitness, is himself the target. Yes, you heard me correctly. Pure Bullfit must call out Pure Bullfit. It's the only way to fix this. Your credibility is dead and buried, bro. We all witnessed it. We begged you, please, Kevin, don't do it. But you put the metaphorical gun to your head and you pulled the trigger anyway. See, it's all well and good to be loyal, bro, but no real friend would ask you to murder your own credibility just to save their own ass, which that veil of credibility is really the only thing that made your channel a trustworthy source of information discernment to begin with. And the funny thing is, he didn't even actually ask you to do it. You just took it upon yourself to do so, which makes it even weirder. But that's your prerogative. But anyway, that's it, man. You got to do it. Just pretend that it's somebody else that you're poo-pooing. We already know that you're a fan of that anyway. And you can even talk about yourself in the third person if it helps you get through it easier. But if you don't call yourself out, if you don't make a video talking about Pure Bullfit, being full of some stank-ass Pure Bullfit, at the very least in this particular case, on this particular matter, as it pertains to this particular individual, then nobody should ever trust your analysis on fitness information ever again. If Jeff gets a pass in your book just because he's your bud, then maybe the only reason you've shitted all over my content in the past is because you don't like the way my face looks, or maybe you don't like my tattoo, or maybe the only reason you like Alan Roberts and James Linker's content so much is because you have a bald fetish. Who the fuck knows, man? And shit, maybe the only reason you hate Kino Body so much is because he makes your pee-pee start to wiggle and that makes you feel uncomfortable. No one can possibly know what your motives are anymore. We're just gonna have to assume that there's always some ulterior motive or some behind the scenes agenda that we're simply not privy to behind everything that you say. Because you're apparently not analyzing the quality of information, you're just judging how you feel about people and whether or not someone is your buddy or whether or not you can potentially leech 80,000 subs off this guy if you kiss his entire ass. And to be perfectly honest, this whole ordeal really calls into question pretty much every single content critique that you've made up to this point. And people should probably go back and rewatch those and take them with a big grain of salt this time around. Because you don't get to paint yourself as some kind of arbiter of truth and justice, only to then go on to use slimeball tactics and absurd mental gymnastics in an attempt to vehemently defend one of the most outright objectively fraudulent actions that's been exposed in the fitness industry in recent history, and then twiddle your thumbs after the fact and act like everything is okay and that doesn't affect anything else that you've set up to that point. And if you really want to fix this little hiccup and get your credibility back and re-earn the trust of your audience, then you're gonna have to go back to your roots and start cutting through the bovine fecal matter and calling out the bunk-ass bullshit, which in this case happens to be spewing out of your very own mouth.
I legitimately think that he can perform every single lift that he has been filmed doing. I do. In the first video we see, it's 225 pounds with little to no problem, and then in a later video featuring Sheamus, a WWE wrestler, he's struggling with 155. But anyone who's serious about training understands that performance undulates. It goes up and down. And it could have been anything happening there. He could have been fatigued. He could be physically weaker due to a different style of training between the two videos. He just could have been having a bad day. And all I had to do to bring it back over the midline of my foot was bend my knees a little. And without even resting, I could complete more reps. Is it so hard to believe that somebody who actually regularly trains this movement and has decades of experience couldn't figure out something as simple as bending his legs a little?
So I'll be waiting for your video, Kev, and I really, truly look forward to it. And I know that you'll come through for the community because, after all,
I want to build a community that thinks critically, generously supports each other, but first, we've got to clear a path through that knee-high fecal matter slowing us all down. That is where we're coming from, who we are, and why we're doing this. This is Bullfit. Welcome.
You smell what I smell? That's some pure bullfit.
Extra, extra.